the show on a road with another episode of Hero Arena GvG. There was a fail version that happened before this, and maybe I'll upload that later. Let's just say that it was a 1v3, but I had 2 heroes. So, start. We're going to pick the Mediator. If you've ever been in a civil court case, you know that the Mediator is someone who tells everyone that they're wrong. And in this case, we're going to be telling everyone that they're wrong about expectations for what a support unit can do. So the Mediator uses a chi system. He can, or mana system. He can grant himself mana. He can grant allies mana. He can use his Q to suck the mana away from other units, and that makes him a fantastic offensive support when going up against people like the Reaper or the Cowboy, people who use ammunition when they fire, or even the Sieger, people who use mana to auto-cast abilities. His ability to grant mana to allies makes him fantastic when paired in conjunction with Virus, for example, or the Reaper as well, since they don't have to restock, and he can include he can extend the number of copies that are created at any time. So we're going to go ahead over here, and we're going to suck some of Astralan's mana. We're going to suck a lot of that mana. Get that mana suck. We're going to do a lot of damage over here to Astralan, and he's going to die. And then we're going to add some mana over here to Junglemon. He has the Tinkerer. It's a bit of an unusual hero. And I love the support options that you can do. Yeah. He's Hamster's not. Oh, and there's the full block over on Hamstero, and is that the Deceiver? It is, so he should be able to get out of there, but I don't think he's going to choose to, and we can steal more mana from him if we feel like it. I don't think he's going to live in any case. Let's go ahead and steal the rest of his mana. I suppose we could also try and kill him, so let's go ahead, let's get around. And you can really see the potential that he has here. You feed mana to your allies, you take mana away from your enemies. Oh, what a sick juke block! Astralan not happy about his teammates, but we've gone 1-0 this time in a true 3v3. So we're going to quit this and go into game number 2. Hero Arena 3v3, or GvG, as you may have heard of it. Are we going to get the load? So we are going to get the load. Now there is an interesting bug that exists where it's possible for you to see a screen and it doesn't actually show. Nope, in this case, so we're going to have to refresh LittleWarGame, so let's go ahead and do that. Ding. Interesting bug. I'm sure it'll change fairly soon. We're going to extend here, and we're going to go to Hero Arena. We're now at 4 of 6, and we're with Junglemon, and we're going to see what you can really do. There are some interesting combinations you can use that really extend the value of the Mediator. If you're using people that reload, yeah, Mediator's fantastic. Some people he's not good against, so you would think he would be the perfect person to pair with and against the Lord of Darkness, but unfortunately the Lord of Darkness does not count as a unit when you attempt to target it with the Mediator's Chi mana system, so you're not a good pair there. Going against Sans, it's very difficult to be impactful because your mana manipulation doesn't do anything, as he doesn't have any mana for you to manipulate, and his range extends past yours, so while you can do some cute things here and there, damage-wise, you're going to struggle to do anything of real import against Sans. Virus, he is fantastic in he's okay going against Virus, but fantastic in support with Virus, because when Virus breaks down into the bigger Virus, and then it creates the stone that makes more copies of it, the Mediator can funnel extra mana into... oh, cool, we have the Revealer. It's an awesome teammate. Here, we're going to give him some mana, because we can. Now, who's our third person? Zinfernal. He needs to pick someone pretty soon. We can't really move out. By the way, I tried to manipulate the mana of these totems to see if we could get more heroes. You cannot. We have tried. Pick something before your totem dies. I don't know if he'll be able to read that because it is all in black. We have a pretty passive team thus far. He needs to pick someone really aggressive. And he has picked He has picked.
As you wish, sir.
Oh, I can't see the. Please tell me that's Lord of Darkness. Tinkerer. Okay, so this is going to be a really interesting passive game. We have already lost this ground up here on the top. And we can't really push into it. We don't have any cliff abuse, such as Dragonfire, who I think is a fantastic teammate with, and a fantastic person for you to fight with as fight against as Mediator. Mediator can make it so that the medic will permanently heal, make it so that Dragonfire is constantly doing damage. But in contrast, it can also neutralize those enemies pretty substantially. It doesn't look like a revealer friend here. Oh, and that is a medic. Why, hi, Junglemon. Let me just show you. Oh, please, please.
Certainly, sir. Certainly, sir.
Oh, okay, yep, he knows what he's doing.
Certainly, sir.
So we can't really contest this high ground up here. There's just too much for us to fight, and we can't actually heal ourselves. So we're going to try and take the mana out of this guy. Oh, come on. There we go. We're going to steal the mana from the Dragonfire here and make him really hate life.
As you wish, sir.
We're going to take damage up on the cliff because we have no choice but to. And we're going to try and damage Johnson Yan's dude right here. Yep, and let's see if we can't get some more damage, and we can damage him very, very quickly, actually. We're going to try and heal ourselves a little bit here. We don't have a medic, and we are fighting what is functionally a 2v3 right now. That is okay. Let's see if we can't get some damage over here. If we can kill these little dudes, we're going to be in a good spot. Yep.
As you wish, sir.
We're going to try and suck the mana over here out from the medic, and we're going to get more damage done that way. So let's go ahead and do that. It does look like we're going to take a lot of damage over here from the Frenzy inbound hero, and we are going to get warded out pretty nicely. So with that, the medic's going to be able to heal, and it doesn't look like our third teammate over here, 123 Mindplex, is quite sure what he's doing over there with the Revealer. So we might actually lose this game, but you can see some of the stuff we were capable of doing. What's good about the Tinkerer is the Tinkerer can transform into a smaller version of the Tinkerer. Yeah, he can transform into a smaller version of the Tinkerer that will come back with full health. So maybe we can try and shift the balance that way. It's going to be pretty difficult. They have the aggressive Dragonfire support and the medic healing him. And I think the medic is a fantastic teammate for that guy. Yep, and we're going to sap some of the mana over here from him. There we go. And we might actually die because of the poison that the medic is capable of dishing out. I don't know. It's going to be very hard for us to do anything. Yep, we're going to try and steal as much mana from him as we can, but we're down to 0 hit points, and we die. It's left to Z Infernal with his only half health dude, and 123 Mindplex, unfortunately, seems to just be enjoying his Revealer status over here on the right. I expect we're going to see a GG with Dragonfire being so aggressive and having his cliff sight and the medic being there to heal him, and so he can provide decent DPS. Add in that Frenzy inbound is more than capable. The Frenzy inbound hero, rather, is more than capable of sending out these little mini banelings. We could counter them kind of nicely with our W. It does enough damage to one-shot those mini banelings before they hit. Unfortunately, the problem that we have here is that there's just too much to ask for. Like, Johnson Yan is attacking his own medic just for the curiosity's sake of it. And it doesn't look like, yep, is he actually going to get the damage? And we're noticing that Dragonfire can't do any friendly. This is an interesting situation all around. I think this has got to be game, though. We're just going to watch it for the... I wish we had the vision. I wish we could see this. They have a really solid team. I actually think that that's a very strong combo. If you have, the way I conceptualize the game, if you have a medic Dragonfire, those are both supports, but they're different shades of supports. It's not like Revealer Mediator. Those are both passive supports. Dragonfire is more aggressive. He does have Revealer-like capabilities for his sight. His AoE is a nice addition, and the medic really improves his personal survivability and really makes that champion hero shine much, much more. So it looks like they're just kind of killing each other if possible. I wish the best for 123 Mindplex. I wish he would move, but you know, we can't always get what we want. If we think about the Tinkerer, I'm not sure how I would classify him. I haven't played with him too much. He does seem to have some kind of fireball that tracks for the cost of most of his mana, and I don't know what the cooldown on that is. Now, we did see that we could use our E to give more mana to the Tinkerer, and he has kind of like a life stealer second life in terms of turning into the tiny Tinkerer, which becomes much faster. But it doesn't seem... Nope, they're both under the control of 123 Mindplex. We're just going to have to call it a game as it is. And now we're going to GG. And we're going to exit out. There we go. Even with commentary, we were at 171 APM. But of course, it doesn't matter if you lose the fight. So I think that a game actually showed kind of what you can and can't do with in Hero Arena with the Mediator. Very strong support, very capable of getting work done. But if you are in a 2v3 or in a negative situation, he can't really contest the high ground, and he can only truly support. His damage is lacking except for his W. So that's it there for the Mediator for this game. Let's see if we can't go again. Yeah, that happened. Let's see if we can't get a game 2. So let's go to here. Let's hope that we don't get the bug where we have to log out and log back in. And then, yep, okay, we actually created the game. So here we are in Hero Arena through GvG. Now we're going on to a game 2 with a Mediator. Johnson Yan's on our side. Pretty sure he's going to use Frenzy inbound. Yeah, that team was pretty solid. Because you have the supportive medic, the aggressive Dragonfire, then the carry is Frenzy inbound. And for the low cost of mana, it's capable of making all of these Banelings that do damage and act as scouts as well. I think it's a very underrated hero. Very solid. I'll probably do another video on that or on Virus, which is universally hated, so gotta see, you know, what we can do with that. It's true, Frenzy is my fave. I mean, my favorite is Sans. Personally, I think I like being the carry, but these are undervalued. You know, that is no way that's a random real guest. There is no way. All right, let's go into game 2. We're going to pick the Mediator. We're with Johnson Yan, who's pretty strong, and that guest has got to be an actual account. There's just no way. I just refuse to believe that 6 6s went in a row over there. So we're going to go ahead and do the smart thing and pick the person that we're talking about. Mediator is so fantastic. Unfortunately, that wasn't the avenue to show it. Much like Revealer, he has the weakness that some others have, where you're not going to... Ooh, the Monk is a good partner. But yeah, and the Sieger is a good partner as well. So, something really, really cool is that you're not going to carry the game. If you want to play him in a 3v3, if you're in a 2v2, it's just not going to go well for you if you have the Mediator, as we saw a little bit in the 2v3. Now let's see if we can't cast our E on the minion spawner. Now we cannot, but what we can do, yep, it just spawns minions. Now the Johnson Yan has picked the Monk. The Monk works very similarly to the Mediator. However, the Monk has the ability to expend its mana to do damage in an area of effect, and that drains its mana pretty quickly, but we can give it mana at the speed at which it does it. So in this case, we're probably not going to do too much damage ourselves. We're looking for other people to do the damage. We have taken away from the Monk here. Yeah, I'm really enjoying just sapping this thing's mana, because it's going to make it really hard for it to do meaningful damage. Yep, and with low hit points like that, we're going to be able to just do mad damage to it pretty consistently. Yeah, we're going to sap its mana over and over and just make this unit really, really dependent, because it's trying... This Monk is much like the Monk that we have. It's trying to do damage over and over, but it can't really do that damage over and over. And the reason for that is... Oh, what is this? Yeah, and we're going to drain its mana repeatedly. You saw how quickly the Monk was capable of doing damage. Yeah, we're going to try and kill this thing right now, and it's close, but we actually lose the DPS race. What's cool is that we do have the monk right over here. Johnson Yan is more of a carry in this role, and he manages to do that damage, and he's up at full health now, which is fantastic for us. We dropped the other monk to very, very low hit points, critically low, unless they have a medic or a virus or something like that. It's going to be very hard for them to come back into the game. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. We would have liked to have survived, but we did manage to get traded out. Johnson Yin was capable of getting the victory over I believe that was the archer. It's not the engineer. It attacked way too quickly. But there was good control over there, and they were dangerous. And we did see one person leave. So it seems now, if I remember the heroes correctly, that it's only the guest with his monk, his fairly low health monk, left in the game. And there he is right there. And he has no means of getting his health back, so we did a great thing. You can see what the Mediator is capable of doing as an offensive support, as well as a defensive increasing buffing support. We did quite a bit of damage over there, and by consistently draining the enemy monk and then draining the archer, we took some very high DPS heroes. We were able to cut their efficacy in half, in quarters. We were doing some mad stuff to the monk for a while there. We were just making his day miserable in multiple ways and multiple days. Now at 12 health, he doesn't have a whole lot of range to work with. And he's just going to have to run back and forth over here, but he is going to get caught in this game of cat and mouse. And there's the punch over there from Bop to Bop. And he bopped his dop right there. 1-1. We lost our hero, but won the game. And the Mediator shows his strength. Now let's try and get a third game in. Let's see if we can't do it. And we do get the bug, so we're going to go ahead and refresh. I believe it happens if you host the same game twice. It's okay, though. It's not a big deal. And now let's see if we can't go ahead and Hero Arena 3v3. And we're in for a third game. Hopefully Johnson Yan, Hamtaro, and some other people come back. If not, we'll have to cut the video here, but that better showcases what the Mediator can do, and I think it's that versatility that makes him very strong. If you look at some others, such as the Revealer or the Medic, they don't even really have a situational switch. I mean, yes, there is the one-shot benefit that the Medic's poison bubbles can eat through sands, or acidic bubbles, or the poison. However, most of them, they're passive and supportive, and that's all they can really do. Yeah, I think the Monk is fantastic as well. But the Mediator, depending on a fairly large set of enemies, can be very powerful. Units that depend on mana that aren't the Lord of Darkness and thus untargetable can get hit pretty consistently. It's very dangerous. But he can also go to that more passive side, buffing people and just kind of playing area defense a little bit. And Johnson Yan showing off that, yeah, permanent Chi Blast, pretty good aspect of a Mediator combo with the Monk. Permanent healing with the Medic is nice. Permanent damage with Dragonfire is nice. Not having to reload with the Monk with Life Stealer is nice. If you play the Evolver or someone who uses quite a bit of mana, that's very nice. Any hero that has 10 maximum mana and uses that 10 mana to do something really skillful or effective, ramp that up, make it happen consistently. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I was trying to regroup with high ground. No, don't apologize. Again, though, you are playing as support, so because of certain aspects, there's no self-healing. Your damage is pretty consistent and calculated. While you can flip the switch from offensive to supportive support, or to a more of a role player, you can't really carry with Mediator. You know, a team of 3 Mediators is going to have a lot of problems in terms of range and just bulk in general. So I think that's pretty important that you don't, if you're, same rule that applies to every other support. If you're in a 3v3, consider the Mediator very highly. If you're in a 2v2, consider him less highly unless you have a very specific strategy, like Mediator Virus, for example. But if you are in a 3v3, you don't want to be the last person alive. It's very unlikely it'll come to your victory, because depending on what your team has, you can, if you're playing that more supportive or defensive role, you want to be the first or second person to die. You definitely don't want to be the last one alive because you're not going to carry it. You're going to want someone else to do that job for you. Let's go into game 3 of the Mediator, where everyone is wrong except us. Hopefully the Infernal sticks around this time and we do summon the Mediator. I disagree. Yep, and we're just going to get all that monk healing. Now, the monk has the ability to give mana back to himself and to expend that mana from himself in order to do a lot of damage, which is what we saw. Now, this, I'm a little concerned. This is a very, very supportive team. The medic is going to keep us alive, and I'm going to keep us fed with mana, but we're really, really looking over here for the monk through Johnson Yen to do quite a bit of damage, and if it comes to it, there are plenty of ways to manipulate the invisibility. So if we are being attacked by invisible units and he uses his Chi Blast on me, it does area of effect damage. That is a scout. That means that there is an assassin on this place. But that is okay. We are not too concerned because we do have the medic, and with me we have permanent heals, endless heals as well, because the medic won't have to slowly replenish its assets. Now they do have, I believe that's the king, and the king is only an okay hero. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to try and buff him and get him some more of his mana. There we go. We're doing good things now. Yeah, and we're going to try and steal this mana over here from the king if possible. We just want him to make sure that he can't do anything at any time. And we're going to constantly be giving this mana over here and just constantly giving it to the monk. And he's going to do quite a bit of damage because of that. Now we switch over to the medic and he can constantly heal. This is a really good, really supportive framework. I don't know that we're going to win the game, but we could stay in the game for an incredibly long time. So let's go ahead and move over here and try and heal the stand still medic. I'm trying to heal you. Yep, and we're giving the mana over here to the monk so that he can do the things that he wants to do all the time, every time with no problems. I'm not too concerned. I would love to. And this is the great thing, is that we just want to keep doing damage. Just keep doing damage. Because as long as we're doing damage, other things are not, living. So we just get up here, we heal the mana of the medic as he's healing our HP. Yeah, good things. Good times had by all. And notice that we just keep all of our stats fairly high. It doesn't look like they have any way thus far to handle us. They do have the king, but the advantage that we have on top of the king is that the king is a fairly supportive tank. It's not going to go in there and be aggressive. It's just going to trade its free units repeatedly. Now the problem that has is that we have quite, and I do mean quite, a bit of healing at our disposal. We can just hold this forever, really. And I do mean forever. Yeah, if we just sit here on max hit points, you can see how this is, we're not going to be doing a whole lot. There's going to be a lot of, hey, we're just doing this because we can do this. And that's okay as far as I'm concerned. fairly happy with this. So we're up against a Dragonfire who's pretty aggressive, but he's also fairly weak. He can't sit around and just take damage over and over, because if he does, he's going to come in for a world of hurt. Now the Monk is able to destroy those Chi Blasts, and yep, and there they go. He's going to take the damage, but that's okay.
As you wish, sire.
We need to actually just slowly pick into doing some damage against them. Because as long as we're doing damage against them, they can't heal. And we're just going to start taking a look.
As you wish, sire.
Now they have taken up this high ground over here. It's very smart positioning for them to take, given what their team has. And the reason I say that is that... Oh, good catch. The reason that I say that
At once, sir.
is that they have the king. If they did take that area, that would have been smart, because they have the king, who is a sufficient tank and has free units, and they have the assassin, who can discover what's going on in terms of, you know, what's out there, what are we fighting, etc. And we don't know. I think the third person was Dragonfire. So their team is solid, and our team is incredibly passive. I mean, super passive. I'm not concerned, though, because we are going to drain all of the mana out of this guy so quickly. He's going to have no means of doing damage at all. And we're just going to make it so that the Dragonfire is going to go down. He's not going to do any meaningful damage, and the medic is going to just keep healing over and over and over. And now that our monk has pretty much infinite Chi Blasts, and there's no high ground over here, not too concerned. We're going to get a lot done. We're going to come over here and try and make the... Let's see, can we drain mana? Can we,
At once, sir.
in fact, drain mana? Yes! Oh, yes! Through the last seconds of invisibility and vision, we managed to get it.
As you wish,
Yeah,
sire.
he's going to try and hit me for some damage, but I'm not too concerned. There's the last little bit over there, and... Yeah, we just need to get back and heal.
Certainly, sir.
I don't want to trade you against this free unit, but sometimes you just have to. Cool. Oh, nice poison.
As you wish, sire.
Now we need what we're about to do. And what we're about to do is going to be pretty cool. So here, I'm going to heal Johnson Yen for some mana. And then I'm like, hey, Johnson Yen, do something about this. Do you mind? And we're just going to heal him over here. We're going to run away because we desperately need that mana. And we're both out of mana, and the medic needs to heal us, so get out of the way, please. Yep, and they're going to start healing me. We're going to keep the mana flow going. Yeah, I'm not too concerned at this point. Are they going to be able to do some damage? As long as we kill the king, yes! And all of the little minions die. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 2-1. 2-2 if we count the fiasco that I'll update later and show on the YouTube channel. But that's what the Mediator can do, and I would not advise this team. You saw how slow it was. It's very passive. Not personally the way that I like to play, but it worked. We did some good work. And maybe you should encourage yourself to try the Mediator. Tell everyone on your team and the opposing team that they're wrong, and punish them for even trying to use abilities. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.